Welcome to our recorded webinar on preparing awards letters. Unlike our trainer-led live sessions, you can review this webinar at any time. If you have questions, please note them down and email them to any-awards@girlguides.ca. This email will be shown at the end of the webinar. My name is Sufatanka and I will be leading this session. During this webinar, we will briefly cover the benefits of awards, the awards process, where to find more information, but most of this module will help you with writing your letters. So, first, what are the benefits of awards? All humans need to be recognised in a meaningful way for their efforts. This helps to build self-esteem and confidence. Recognition is an important component of volunteer retention. When volunteers feel appreciated and important, they are more likely to feel connected to the programme and continue their involvement. You don't have to apply for a formal award to show your appreciation to the guiders you work with. This one has a real bean in it. You've been wonderful. The provincial website has a list of informal, fun appreciation awards. To find this document, first select Guiders, then Awards from the front page. This webinar looks mostly at the formal awards. So who can nominate someone for an award? Well, anyone can, although you can't nominate yourself. Most awards require letters of recommendation, but not all. Some need the guider to already have been recognised with a different award. For example, the Medal of Merit is required before an Alberta Rose can be awarded. The criteria sets out what the person needs to have done to be considered for the award. Some need service above and beyond what is expected of the regular position holder. Awards are available at area, province and national level. Provincial and national awards will require much higher levels of service. For some awards, such as the New Guider Appreciation Pin and membership pins, there is no application process. They will be awarded automatically. Membership pins are given at the beginning of the guiding year. Nominations can be submitted for other awards all year long. If you wish to present an award at a particular event, make sure you allow enough time for the application to be reviewed. Some times of year may be busier than others for reviewers. Now let's look at who is reviewing the awards applications. Applications, including letters, are viewed by at least 2 reviewers. They will be experienced in what is expected for each award. Their role is to maintain the standards over time and ensure that the criteria have been met in any application submitted. You have an important role in this process too. Remember, the reviewers are unlikely to know the potential recipient. Your job is to describe to them what they have done and why you think they meet the criteria. So, how do you prepare? Getting to know the person should be ongoing. You should know them well before you write any letters. Next time you are at a guiding meeting, look around at your fellow guiders. How well do you really know them? Check with a commissioner about how to get a copy of the person's IMIS summary records, if necessary. In your letter, make sure your dates and facts are accurate. Incorrect facts may lead reviewers to think that you don't really know the person. Guiders who may have done their major work in the past and are doing less now may still be eligible for the bigger awards. However, you will need to find guiders who worked with them at the peak of their guiding career to describe what they did and possibly write a letter or give you quotes. Check in with others that know them too. Could they write letters? There is no maximum number. Or could they give you some quotes or examples to include? Don't forget to ask youth members they have worked with too. Can they write, record or draw something? Parents and others can submit letters as well. Lastly, read the criteria for the award carefully. Say no if you don't feel you know them well enough or don't think they have met the requirements. Now let's look at what to include in your letter. We will be covering the candidate, your history with them, that you are proud to write the letter, that they are deserving of the award, also how to personalise the letter and add a conclusion. So let's start with describing the candidate. You need to paint a picture of the person for the people reading your letter. Some of the things you might want to include are a summary or highlight of their guiding history. IMIS will help with this. Remember, a copy of the report is usually submitted as well, so don't try to include everything. Perhaps something about where they do their guiding. Are they in a rural area or a city? Do they work with a unit or with adults, or both? You might want to include something about their family or paid work. These will help paint a picture of all the things they do outside guiding. Do they have any challenges that they have to overcome? Remember, we need to respect the individual's privacy, that the panel won't know if they are partially sighted unless you tell them. Also include any other volunteering they do. Are they active in community organisations, churches, etc.? Next, you should include something in your letter about your history with the candidate. For example, how long have you known them and in what capacity? Was this inside or outside of guiding? If you are related to the candidate, add a note on what the relationship is and make sure you are answering with your guiding hat on, not your family one. In the third part of your letter, you need to say that you are proud to write it. You need to convey to the panel that you wanted to write this support letter, not that you were coerced. You should include words like proud, honoured, my pleasure, and delighted. Just saying they are amazing doesn't help the panel. You need to give real examples that are relevant to the award criteria. Try and include examples or details of things that they have done that help the panel see that they have met or exceeded the criteria. These might include taking girls overseas, possibly on several occasions, leading a successful project, spending much more than the hour a week on whatever their guiding job is over a period of time. So, when you are writing your letter, give specific examples of what they did that show that they met the criteria. Be specific, describe their actions, not just those of a team. If you can cite the impact this had on youth members, guiders, or guiding in general, even better. Personalising your letter helps the reviewers to see who you are describing. You can do this by keep repeating their name rather than using they all the time. Remembering to paint that picture of them. Use your last paragraph to summarise the key points. Emphasise your support and confirm that you believe the person has met the criteria for the award. Before we finish, let's just think about presentation. It's the information in the letter that the reviewers are interested in, but presentation is important. The reviewers will be influenced by how it was presented. When typing, make sure it's easy to read. Leave lines between paragraphs and spaces after sentences. Although you probably have spell check turned on, Always read your letter over again, on the next day if possible, or get someone else to read it. You will likely be submitting the letter electronically. If possible, do it in a Word document or something similar that can be read easily. There are some other resources on the provincial website under Guiders, then Awards. These include the Alberta Council Awards booklet and the Fun Informal Awards document. You will also find a link to the Awards portal, which is where you will submit your applications for all provincial and national awards. Check with your Commissioner for how to submit applications for local awards. Finally, it doesn't matter how many times you win an award, it is always very special. I hope this webinar helps you to make it a special award for somebody. Did you find the information in this webinar useful? Remember, if you have any questions or feedback, email them to this address, any-awards@girlguides.ca. Thank you.